Hang up on you.
Okay.
All right, guys, how's that? Let me know if that works. Let me know if the audio is working now, guys. I'm not seeing anything in the chat at all. Are you listening to it, Mike? Can you hear me?
Got you back up.
Can you hear me okay?
Thought I heard something. No, I'm not hearing you.
Can you hear me, guys? Oh, they're saying I hear you. Okay. Yes, there's sound now. Okay. I'll hang up, Mike. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right, bye. All right, sorry about that. We still had the setting on the setting from when we did the group chat thing, and I had to go back in and reset it. So we're all set now. All right, so sorry about that, guys. So now we're good. We're good. So, all right, I'm just going to adjust this camera. I turned the camera back over on this side. I've been having it over here, but then I keep looking over here because the monitor where everybody is talking is over here. So I figured I'm going to put it over here because I'm always looking this way, so that way I'm looking more into the camera. So I put my mic on the other side. All right, so first of all, National Happy Pet Day, everybody. So that's a cool thing. Couple ground rules I'm going to go over again. I go over them every time. Let's be kind to each other. Let's not do any anti-hate of any group in the chat, please, because if you do, you will be blocked, because I'm not going to tolerate that. You know, I don't care who you hate. It doesn't matter. You know, I'm not going to tolerate that. Okay, I'm just not going to. So, like I said, be respectful of everybody. Be kind, and that's what it's all about as far as in the chat. If you have a question, please use all cap locks when you ask a question. Okay, so let's get into the chat here. Let's talk about bias in the media. And does the media basically have an agenda and stuff like that? And, you know, who's the right side to listen to? Who's the wrong side to listen to? And I've talked a little bit about this before, but I think it's a really good topic. And I think that you're probably going to be a little bit surprised of where I stand on it. Maybe not. Anybody that's watched me for a while pretty much knows where I stand on stuff like that. But the media, you have the left and you have the right. And again, the main purpose of the left and of the right and the media itself is division, okay? They want to divide us. They want to put us firmly in this camp or into this camp. That is the goal of the media. And they want to you to listen to whatever jaded side or jaded opinion that they're giving from their platform. You know, I hear all these things with people saying that, you know, oh, Trump is going to be arrested and Trump is going to go to jail and all this kind of stuff. And it's just like, you know, people, you know, they've been saying that about every freaking president. And, you know, I mean, even when, if you want to go back and look at Richard Nixon, who did do some crooked stuff, tricky dick, he was actually a very, very good president. But he got caught and he never served a day in jail because Gerald Ford pardoned him right away. When, you know, Ford took over as the president, he pardoned him right away. And that was a big reason they said why Ford wasn't elected when the rest of his presidency was up. So that's when we ended up with Jimmy Carter. So just a little fun history there. Anyhow, so the news, though, guys, it really, basically, here's the thing. If I'm the news person, all right, and here's my script. I'm given the script. This is what you're going to talk about. People higher up are given that information, and that's what they're going to give you. So they have an agenda of what they want to do. And it's like you look at, now I consider CNN completely fake news, in my opinion, okay? And I don't believe anything that comes out of their mouths. But then, you know, again, if you look at the conservative channels, they also are pushing a certain agenda. So what you really need to do is an informed consumer, if you will, is read through the BS on both sides and break it down, do your own research, and figure it out that way. Because, again, they all have an agenda. They all want to spin it whatever way that they're trying to, you know, sell whatever they're trying to sell, okay? And, again, it's all this is coming up from higher up, from people that are telling them this is what you're going to report. There was a thing on Facebook a while ago, and it was all these different news agencies from around the country reading the exact same script that they were all given, that they were all told to read about how, you know, they're here to help and give us the news and blah, 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 and all this nonsense. And it was freaking awesome. I mean, it just showed you how scripted they truly are. And they think that people don't pay attention, but a lot of people are awake. A lot of people are paying attention. Again, like I said, you know, do your own research. That's the important thing as far as I'm concerned. You know, read through the BS on both sides, because both sides, again, are spinning it the way that they want to spin it. Now, there is in no time in history have I ever seen, I mean, you know, I've been around here for a little while, so I kind of have some kind of background on this. I have never in my life ever seen such a galvanized situation where either people love Donald Trump or they hate Donald Trump. Now, see, I'm kind of indifferent. I kind of basically, is he crass? Absolutely, he's crass. Does he say it like it is? Yep, exactly. He says exactly like it is. I like that about somebody. I would rather have somebody that's straight up. So that I like. Now, a lot of people, they don't like that. It hurts their feelings and makes them feel bad. And you know, they just, you know, they get all upset. So they just watch nothing but the left wing spewing all kinds of hatred. And the mainstream media is so biased against Trump, it's unbelievable. If they had done that to Obama, okay, let's think about that for a second. If they had done the same thing that they're doing to Trump, that if they had done that to Obama, they'd have been all called racist, and they would have been horrible people, and they would have been just, you know, they would have been vilified. Man, the media, like, was kid gloves with Obama. Kid gloves. I mean, he was their darling. So now I'm going to tell you what, Obama was a great orator, very, very well spoken, very intelligent in that aspect. I think he set race relations back in his country back like 20 years, to be honest with you. It's my opinion. But, you know, one of the things, too, that I really want to bring up with the whole media thing, guys, left or right, and I've said this how many times, left wing, right wing of the same bird. They all have the same kind of agenda, and that's to keep us all BS'd, snowballed, listening to their crap, and not thinking for ourselves. Just listening to whatever they're trying to spew out to us, that's what they're trying to do, okay? So, absolutely crazy. So, anyway, so I want to mention real quick, too, and it's been freaking growing like crazy, just so you know. On my website, we have the Prepper Nurse One community now, okay? And with the community, the way that it's set up is you come in and you register, and only registered people are able to go in and actually, you know, join whatever state that they want to. We also have a disabled section for just people with disabilities. We have a section for seniors, so that, you know, our older folks, now I'm getting there, so, but I'm not quite there yet. But our older folks can go in there and, you know, and chat and be part of that group as well. You know, whatever state or whatever country you're in, you can come in, join, and be part of that community. Talk with like-minded people, bounce ideas off each other. We have message boards where people can put their thoughts up there and share information. So it's really, really awesome. It's very, very private. And it's been really, really growing. I mean, it's been amazing how fast it's been growing. So very, very cool. So, and that's all because of you guys. I wanted, you know, like I said, I had gotten a lot of people wanting to know, how do I form a group? How do I find people in my state? And I said, well, you know what? I want to give you guys some kind of a platform to be able to do that. Now, some people have messaged me and said they were having trouble. We have a help button. There's also a number you can call. Mike, my IT guy, can walk you through any kind of problems that you have as far as, you know, with the website, if you're having any kind of an issue with that. But so I just wanted to put that out there. So that's, you know, it's actually doing very, very well. And, you know, like I said, it's just a great way to chat with other like-minded people, to try to find people in your state. Like I said, if you're trying to form a group or whatever and stuff like that. And it's totally up to you guys. I mean, and that's the cool part about it. So, why did the news get bad? They've been bad for years. Why not Why are they not bad? Oh, they are bad. The news media, they're all full of crap. Realistically, you know, they can't. You know, they're just there's no. It's gotten worse. All these talk shows. Okay, let's look at the talk shows even, guys. The talk shows are so politicized that it's ridiculous. No, I will not block you if you say the red law flags suck. I will not block you for that. Yeah, you know, there's so much nonsense going on, and so here's another thing I wanted to address real quick. I'll do that in another video. I want to talk about that. Just focus on that in another video. So, but everything that's being done, and somebody just said it's a distraction from the New World Order. It's always distraction, guys. They're trying to keep us occupied with other little things here and there and not focus on what real problems are. Like, here's a great example of something that just had happened. And I'm not sure if I'm going to say his first name right. Jesse Smollett or Smolt or whatever, however you say the guy's name. He's an actor from Chicago that was supposedly this victim of a hate crime because he's homosexual, and he was beat up and called racial slurs and homophobic slurs and all this type of stuff. And you had a lot of these Democratic politicians were coming out and calling it a modern day lynching and all this type of stuff, and poor Jesse and all this type of nonsense, right? Well, it turns out that this individual orchestrated the whole thing. The whole thing was set up. Man, are they silent now. They are silent now. They are not saying anything. They are completely backtracking off of that. And faked the race crime, hate race crime. Yep. So now here's my thing is, what is the ramifications for somebody doing that, faking that hate race, or faking a race or hate crime, okay, or a race crime, if you will. I can remember there was a what was it? I'm trying to think. It wasn't Jesse Jackson. It was Al Sharpton. There was some girl in New York City supposedly was assaulted by a bunch of white people, and he jumped up there, Al Sharpton, and this and that, and this is horrible, and that turned out to be a fake thing too. It was all orchestrated. There should be some kind of a punishment for people that are doing this stuff, because all they're doing when people do that type of thing, either way, guys, it doesn't have to be, people of color faking a crime. It could be, white people faking a crime, whoever. Okay. There should be some kind of punishment for people trying to stir the pot. There really should be, because it's unnecessary. Booker and Carmel, were the ones that jumped on it. Yep. So he that Jesse guy, he hired these guys to beat him up. So how crazy is that? So, but there definitely should be. And if I rub the top of your head, do I get 3 wishes? Maybe. It's nice and smooth up there. Actually, today's haircut day. You can actually kind of see the hairline through here. I got to cut that tonight. So anyway, what do you think of the Green Deal woman? I think she's out of her mind. I think she's absolutely a nut job. There's been a lot attributed to her. I've seen some different things. She is, and it was funny. I was talking to my stepson, who lives in New Jersey, who is 22 now. He just turned 22, about her. And he goes, "Oh, I like her." And I'm like, "What?" I go, "How can you?" She's nuts. He said to me, "I like anybody that is passionate about their politics." Yeah, but when they're nuts, they're nuts. I mean, that's kind of my opinion. She's nuts. She wants to give people, that don't work money. It doesn't work like that, guys. It just doesn't. Too lazy to work, Yeah, I think she's insane too. And think about the people that all voted for her, That's the whole thing. Let's see. So I got my coffee here today, like I said. So now it's over here. I got to remember that it's over here. Or my coffee, my tea, sorry. Got my tea. And so, yeah, it's absolutely nuts. The world has gone crazy, guys. It really, really has. They're saying he was charged with a felony. Good, I hope so. Because it's definitely falsifying a report. And like I said, but the biggest thing stirring the pot. Why? They want, it's almost like the powers that be, and this is my opinion again as well, they want to jump something off where we start some kind of race war against each other. And that's like the last thing that would be, it would not be smart to do that at all. It really wouldn't be, because it's like, that's exactly what they want. If we started a race war, guys, white against black and this against that color or whatever, okay, all that's going to do is give them that opportunity to enact martial law. That's all it does. People need to know that the lies are happening. They sure do, absolutely. You know, absolutely. So, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy out there, you know. But like I said, the galvanization of the hate for the president, I've never seen anything like it in my life. People are just, you know, and they can't even tell you why they hate him. They just hate him. Well, he's a racist. Well, no, he's not. You know, it's just, it's absolutely crazy. Why? Because he says that, you know, over in Africa, they have, you know, SH whole countries. Well, is he lying? You know, I mean, and then he was talking about, you know, a lot of the immigrants are with MS-13. I already talked about music, what I like in my last live chat. So if you want to go look at the last live chat, that's where we talked about music. We're not going to get back on the music topic again today. So anyway, guys, actually, while I was thinking about it here too, I wanted to let you know, starting tonight at midnight, so it's actually Thursday morning, New York time. So it'll be 9 o'clock still today, West Coast time. We are going to be doing a sale on my website. Okay, we're going to do a 10% off sale, and the discount code is going to be almost there. So if you go to my website, there's going to be a banner. You'll see the banner across the top, and that'll start at midnight East Coast time. The discount code is going to be almost there, and it will save you 10% off of anything that if you want to purchase on the website, okay? And so that, just so you know, just wanted to put that out there while I was thinking about it. Anyway, so just trying to see what you guys got on here. Someone needs to save a printing press for after SHTF. Yeah, that would be interesting. But again, it would be, a lot of times that would be biased. I mean, the news media is so biased, and they like I said, again, they have an agenda that, you know, that they're completely controlled, though, too. If, let's say you're a news reporter, and you come up with a story, and you decide, this is what I'm going to do this on, you know, and you go to your manager and stuff like that. Hey, Scott, how you doing today? They want to conquer and divide us. Absolutely, they do. They absolutely do. You know, that's the agenda. If you keep us fighting each other, we'll never focus on what the real problem is, which, of course, is going to be the government. That is the real problem. Always has been, always will be. And, you know, these people keep, you know, you have these lifelong politicians, you know, it is absolutely nuts, absolutely crazy. That, you know, and they stay there until they die. I can remember, I can't think of was it Storm Thurmond? I think he was in either South Carolina. It might have been South Carolina. The guy was like 90-something years old, and they would roll him in a wheelchair to vote. I mean, it was crazy. You know, it was there should be term limits in Congress. There should be term limits to be, you know, a senator. All those, it should absolutely, just like the president is term limits, there should be term limits in there too, because what happens is they get in there, you know, 15, 20, 30 years, and next thing you know, they're all millionaires. How is that happening? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of crooked stuff, you know, a lot of crooked stuff going on. And what are some good barter items? That's a good question. There's a lot of really good barter items. One I can think of off the top of my head is iodized salt. Iodized salt would be a great barter item. Even having rice, guys, you know, white rice, you might not think of that as a barter item, but if somebody's starving and they have something that you need, either being something that they can give you as far as a trade or labor, give them rice, they'll work, you know, and that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to come down to a lot, I think, when SHTF happens. You know, if somebody comes to me after SHTF happens and asks me to feed them, I'm just going to give you an example, okay? I'm going to say, well, you know what? I need that wood chopped up over there, or I need that wood stacked, or whatever. And if you do that, then I'll feed you. So, nothing is going to be for free anymore. That's the reality of what it's going to be like. Question to all: who's watching the watchers? Federal Reserve is the root of all BS worldwide. Thank you, Hector Martin. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. Yeah, who watches the watchers? Exactly. When you think about big government, guys, think about who's really pulling the strings behind the scene of big government. That's big business, okay? That's your pharmaceutical companies. That's your oil companies. That's your insurance companies. Those companies are so freaking huge. Your power companies. Those are the ones that are running things. Absolutely, are the ones that are running things. I mean, when you have billion-dollar companies and multi-billion-dollar companies, they're the ones that are making a decision. I mean, back in the day, think about this. Let's go back to Rochester, New York. Eastman Kodak, back in the day, with George Eastman was, in charge over there. They were huge. They were huge. He had a lot of influence, and he knew a lot of people, Disclosure TV, my questions are being blocked. I just saw that right there. I don't see where anything is being blocked. Let's see. Spices, soup, booze, cigarettes will be golden when they're worth their weight in gold. Yeah, there's some great barter items right there. Coffee, cigarettes. I mean, but cigarettes really don't have a great shelf life. But liquor, I mean, real liquor, not out of a still. So, people are still going to want to drink. They're still going to want to have their coffee. You have those type of things. Even tea bags. Having tea bags is going to be a great way of doing it. So there's a lot of really good ways for people to, get barter items. Think about razor blades. Something as simple as that. They're going to want to do it. Shampoo. Those type of things. Soap. A nice bar of soap. I mean, obviously people are going to be able to make soap. But, if you have a post-SHTF bar of soap, that could be a big thing as far as bartering goes. Term limits on all government employees in supervisory positions. Absolutely. And, it's like they give us a retirement age. Now they've jumped it up. I think you can't get Social Security now until, like for mine, to get full Social Security, I think it's like 67 and a half for me, for my age. And I know the younger people have to go longer. But, it should be like, a mandatory age for these politicians as well. Once they hit a certain age, you're not as sharp as you used to be. Some of them are. I mean, some people are. I mean, I've worked with people that physically their body was falling apart around them, but their mind was still sharp as a tack. So it really, it's an individual basis, but a lot of times people start to slip. So, but there definitely should be term limits. There should be an age limit for the Congress and the Senate. I think, mandatory retirement. Rick, there's the super chat button there. If you hit on that, that's how you can donate to the channel. And thank you for wanting to do that. So that was and there's no stupid question ever. So, let's see. I know when your last video will be, Mr. Prepper Nurse 1. Okay, when will my last video be? When will my last video be? Let's see if it hits the fan, we're all lost. You know what? It's going to be. It's not if, it's when SHTF happens, and I just think it's a matter of time. I think it's going to be horrible for everybody, even people like myself that are really, really prepped. It's going to be a horrible experience because it's going to change everything. Absolutely change everything. When the net goes down. Yeah, that would be the end of me making videos when the net goes down. But that would be an SHTF event, Robert, that would cause that. Let's see. Can't say the date, but it should be soon. You know what? I never make predictions, but as soon as you think about this, we would go back basically to 1800, like that. If the grid goes down and we have no power, we're back in the 1800s. If it's an EMP event, absolutely back in the 1800s because the cars won't work. So, no stupid question challenge accepted. Ah, now come on. That's funny. It's logistically impossible for the entire U.S. to go into martial law. You know what, Drew? I agree with you to a point, but what they would do is they would lock down major cities. They would control the flow of traffic on the highways. Even medium-sized towns would go into lockdown. And when I say medium-sized towns, I'm talking 12, 13, 14,000 population towns. Those would go into lockdown. Very much a lot of control. You're never going to control everybody. You can't get to all parts of the country. But if you can get to that point where you can control that flow of traffic, people still got to go to work, even if it's martial law, okay? So they're going to be traveling. So it's going to be a lot more restricted. There would be curfews. You would have to be off the streets by a certain time. And, and if you broke those, then you're going to go to jail or go to wherever they decide to put you. Yeah, pre-75 cars will work. Yes, they absolutely will. Absolutely. Yeah, Jesse Smollett, I think that's how you say the last name. He definitely played the game, ended up getting caught lying. I don't understand why he would do that, unless he was just trying to get things stirred up. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. So it's just, and that happens, guys. It happens all the time. There's things that happen that are reported, and certain elements will jump on those bandwagons because they love the media attention and the sensationalism, But will Trump get reelected in 2020? You know what? That is hard to say. I think if he's got 2 years more in his term here, and I think if he gets all his promises done that he said that he was going to do, I think there's a good chance that he's going to get reelected. I think the left will definitely try to do everything they possibly can to make sure he doesn't get elected. They're already trying to get him out now. I mean, think about, since he's got elected, they've been trying to get him out since day one. Hollywood, most of Hollywood are definitely on the left. So, they're doing everything they possibly can. I think it's funny. Here's a great example of somebody from the left. Oprah Winfrey, okay? She had him on her show better than 20 years ago, I think it was. And they were talking about, would he ever run for president? And, and the audience was clapping and cheering and yay, yay, yay. And it's like, and now he has. And now all of a sudden, let's ask what her opinion is now of that. You know what I mean? It's just, it's amazing the flip-flop. There's pictures and stuff where, and he's done different things to help people, and he was loved by the left before he ran for president. And now all of a sudden, now he's this villain and he hates black people and he hates people of color, and which is complete nonsense and utter rubbish. Again, you have to, they have tried to kill Trump many times already. It wouldn't shock me, I'll be honest with you. That wouldn't shock me at all. I'll tell you what shocked me, honestly, was that Obama was never assassinated. I'll be honest with you. I really thought somebody would at least try to assassinate him. I really thought that was going to happen. Just because he was the first black president. That's why. For no other reason than that's why that they would try to do it. But Biden wins in 2020. Oh, my God. Let's hope not. That would be... He's a creepy son of a gun. Have you ever seen him with, like, little girls and stuff on stage? Biden is creepy, guys. I mean, he is way, way creepy. Obama is one of them. They protect their own. Yeah, well, that very well could be. Yeah, Biden is a groper and a child molester. I absolutely survival prepping 101. I agree with you. I mean, he's got the creepiest vibe I've ever seen, and the way that he acts with like little kids and stuff like that on stage, that's creepy. So yeah, and then you got Bernie Sanders, who wants to, be a socialist and try to give everybody something for nothing. Crazy. Biden would be worse than Obama. Yeah, he would be. Absolutely. Yeah, the two-party system is for dummies. You are correct. Absolutely. But as long as they can continue to perpetuate that and think that we have some semblance of choice, they're going to keep it up. You know, they will definitely keep it up. That is for sure. And it's not going to change. Justin Trudeau. Oh, my God. I feel sorry for you guys up in Canada with him as your prime minister, because he's a freaking piece of work himself. What do you think will happen if the Dems are elected president in 2020? Okay, now I saw something. Yeah, that's, you know, it's hard to say, guys. I mean, again, I think what a lot of people are not really truly understanding, Democrat, Republican, okay, two wings of the same bird. They all have one agenda. Both sides have the same agenda. First of all, they want to divide you guys so that you're fighting against each other and constantly doing that to not focus on what the real problems are, which is where's all this money going that, you know, trillions and trillions of dollars disappearing. You know, we're $22 trillion in debt. You know, what's going on? You know, and until we can really lock in and focus on that. And what do? Every time you turn around, they're raising our taxes. Every time you turn around, there's another money grab somehow. And I wanted to address something, too. I talked about the other day in my video about how I rolled through the stop sign. And, you know, I got a ticket for that and how it's like, you know, the money grab and everything like that. And so I had people say, well, you broke the law. Well, yeah, I did break the law, but I was on a complete side road where there's never any traffic, and you'd roll up to what you'd look, you know, there's nothing coming, and that's when you would roll through it. And it was always on the way to work, and they set up a little sting, if you will, the town did. And the night that I got my ticket, I think 7 or 8 other people that at work got a ticket as well. They did it for a couple of weeks, and like so many people were given tickets at that stop sign. It was ridiculous, okay? That's all about revenue collecting. That's, you know, that was nothing to do about safety. It wasn't a high traffic area. So, you know, yeah, have I done it again since then? Sure I have. I roll through stop signs all the time. I think most people do, okay? So, you know, I wasn't whining about it. I was just saying the way that the game is played, it's, you know, it's BS. When they set up these like traps to try to, you know, and it's all about revenue is what it comes down to. So cop had to get their quota. Yeah, absolutely. I used to take care of a state trooper's daughter, guys. Okay. And Carrie was 5 months old when I started taking care of her. So he was on the road all the time because now Carrie was a twin. She had a twin brother, and her brother was fine. She had a heart problem. There was 4 other little girls in the house, all under the age of 8. So this poor guy, he was over the road patrol state trooper, and him and I talked a lot. And he said to me, he said, Ed, when they tell you that there's not a quota, he goes, that's an absolute lie. He said, if you have, he goes, if you don't write enough tickets, the people, his higher ups, they would come to him and say, you need to write more tickets. So yeah, he goes, you got to make sure your son wears his hair like mine and also has a beard. That's cool. It's, you know what, I like it. It's funny because it's like the beard is actually more work. I got to wash it every day, and I use cream rinse on it every day. And now that it's gotten to this point, for a while it was really getting wild and curling everywhere, but now it's really kind of straightened out, which is good. I like it that way better. I don't know how long I'll let it grow. I probably will shave in the spring. We'll see what happens. So all the records of the missing money burned in 9/11. Yeah, you know, that's funny that you mentioned that, Scott. And again, thank you for the donation. The whole 9/11 thing, where they were the day before 9/11 happened, and I don't think a lot of people remember, or it was like the Friday, and then the 9/11 I think happened on a Monday. They had announced that there was going to be this big investigation to all these missing trillions of dollars. And imagine the shock that exactly in the Pentagon, where supposedly that plane hit, was where all those records were, and they were all destroyed. A lot of those records were in the buildings in the Twin Towers, and the one building that they ended up pulling that was never hit. That's something I want. Really do the research on that. I'll do a whole thing on 9/11, but there was a building that was not hit that they pulled after 9/11, saying, "Oh, we got to pull this building. We got to pull this building." And if you guys, anybody knows anything about demolition, it takes a while to get these buildings set up for demolition, and they did it right away. Yeah, Building 7. Yep, thank you for saying that, Sherry. Building 7. They pulled that building, and that whole thing is just that whole scenario of 9/11 stinks. The whole thing stinks. So, corporal punishment. I'm in. Oh, Badger Boy. I don't know who he's talking to. Somebody said something that he didn't like, apparently. Anyway, somebody's arguing amongst themselves. What do you think about Putin threatening the U.S. today? It's not surprising. There's a lot of guys. There's so many games that are played on a daily basis, and what Putin's trying to do is make himself look good to his people. Okay, it's just like Trump doing the same thing. You know, the sword rattling. Look at me, I'm important. I'm going to jump around with this big stick, and you better be scared. It's all games. It's all games. There's a lot of stuff that we'll never see behind the scenes. Oh, Mountain Girl, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we're never privy to, okay? Never privy to. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on that you'll never know about. They put stuff up there to try to make themselves look better. I mean, there's like a picture of Putin riding on a horse with no shirt on. I mean, that's the machismo thing that you could possibly do, you know? So there's a lot of games that happen, a lot of negotiations and stuff behind the scenes. The shooting in Las Vegas at the concert was an attempt by our government to take our guns. Well, that's always going on, guys. I mean, there's always going to be that agenda. They cannot control us in the United States until they disarm us. Think about the fact that there's 350 million guns, they think, in the United States. 350 million guns. New York Bad Joy, anti-Semite. If somebody would check that out for me, please, one of my monitors, and see if he's saying things that are anti-Semite. Because like I said, I'm not tolerating. I don't know what the fascination with some of these people. Listen, if you don't like Jewish people, fantastic. That's great. I could care less, okay? I'm not blaming everything on the Jews. It's just not my style. It's just like, blaming poverty on black people. Well, it's all black people's fault that they're all poor. It's ridiculous, okay? So, you know, I'm not doing it, guys. So if somebody's doing something, New York Badge Boy, not here to please. Well, like I said, if he's making negative comments, oh, he's only pointing out evidence of 9/11. Okay, well, then it's fine, and he can stay. If he's not doing hate stuff, that's fine. They are fake Jews who run the world. Okay? Anyway, you know, there's good and bad in every grouping, guys, of people. You know, do you blame every Japanese person for the atrocities that happened in World War II? Do you blame every Chinese person for building the wall in China, the Great Wall of China? I mean, come on. You know? I don't know. I just don't get it. Al Franken admitted he got the Jew call not to go to work on 9/11. Wow. Okay, well. Oh, it was a demolition stunt. I agree with you 100%. TB says 9/11 was a demolition stunt. When I watched that on TV, guys, and saw the first building fall, I turned to my wife and I said to her, well, we weren't even married at that point. We're still engaged, but we ended up getting married. Now we're divorced. But anyway, I turned to her at that point and I said, there's no way that happened naturally. There's no way that building came down like that naturally. Well, that building was pulled. I said that right from the very beginning. Right from the very beginning. You know, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to realize that there's no way an airplane hitting that high up is going to cause that building to collapse like that. It's just, there's just no way. It was part of the UN agenda. Yeah, well, look what happened as a result of 9/11. We, as the American people, said, here, Here's our freedoms. Take them away in the guise of protection. That's what it was all about, guys. It was, and then we went to war, and we've been at war ever since. My ex-wife was pregnant with the twins at that point. My twins are 17. They will be 18 in October. And we have been at war straight since that time. Since 9/11, we have been at war. So, and the thing is, war is money. War is business. They don't want them to ever end because it's big business. People are making a lot of money off of war. And who pays? Small town boys and girls, city boys and girls that go off and volunteer because, you know, either that's an option, they're trying to get money for college, whatever, okay? Or they're feeling patriotic and want to do their duty. And then, you know, they get in there and then they realize that it's all BS, that it's all BS. And I'm going to tell you what, you talk to a lot of veterans, guys, and you're going to find out that it's all BS. And the thing that kills me, most of the people that were involved with 9/11 were Saudis. They weren't Iraqis. They weren't from Afghanistan. They were from Saudi Arabia. So, and they're supposedly our ally. So let's think about that for a minute too. Hey, Mountain Girl, thank you very much, hon. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. So anyway, there's a lot of crazy stuff, guys, that's going on. You know, that they're playing games. Love the picture behind you. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, that was one of my subscribers made that for me. So I just thought that was really cool. So I had to put that up there. I really like that picture. So yeah, that's hey from Canada. Hey David, how you doing tonight? Sorry about having to have Justin Trudeau there as your prime minister up there. All right, let's see. Thoughts on the USS Liberty? You know, that was I remember that whole situation, and again, a lot of nonsense, a lot of games. You know, I'm a big believer, guys, that we need to take care of our own. I don't think we need to be all over the world fighting all these wars, sticking our nose into conflicts that are none of our business. I think we need to take care of America. And if you want to call me an isolationist because of that, that's fine. Okay. I am definitely, I think that we really need to focus on our own country. Instead of billions and trillions of dollars going out all over the world, I think we really need to, you know, I think we really need to focus on that. We really do. Israel killed 30 Americans, and the Jew news covered it up. No, you're right. That's exactly what happened. We were attacked by Israel with the USS Liberty, and there's no denying it. It's what happened. But I have never seen your twins. Oh, that's so awesome. You haven't seen the twins? Oh my God, they're on so many videos. They're really good. They're cool kids. I'm very oh God, guys. Okay, so great news today. Heather, who just got accepted into college, just got a thing from the college today that she has received. Thomas Turner, thank you very much. Glad to be part of your woke audience here. Well, I'm glad to have you as part of the audience, Thomas. Thank you for being part of it, and thank you for the donation. Heather just got a thing from the school today. She got a merit-based scholarship, $12,000 a year for every year that she's in college, based on, you know, as long as she maintains a 2.8 GPA or better, which right now she's carrying a 3.7 GPA. So I think that's not going to be any kind of issue for her whatsoever. So she oh my gosh, she was so excited. But that is absolutely awesome. I'm going to tell you what, and it's not just because she's my daughter. She has worked extremely hard. I've really focused to her the importance of education and working hard and getting good grades, and she's really focused on that. As a senior, she's taken 6 AP courses as a senior. She could have graduated last year if she had wanted to. I mean, she is so smart, and she's doing so well. And I'm going to tell you what, I just could not be prouder of her. But just with her just getting that there alone, strictly based on her grades, she's getting a $12,000 a year scholarship. And I'm like so proud of her. So I had to gloat on my daughter for a minute there. So it was very, very awesome. She's her father's daughter. She sure is. She is so much like me. What's going on with Venezuela? Why all of a sudden the government's interest? Well, let's think about that a second, guys. All the interest in Venezuela, why? Oil, minerals, very, very important stuff. And who wants to control all that? Well, of course we do. I think they were talking about right now, different oil companies are just chomping at the bit to go down there to be part of that, to help out the Venezuelan people. Come on, let's be honest. The realistic thing is they're looking to go down there to control the oil, to keep them on the petrodollar and not let them go on the gold standard. It's all control. At the end of the day, it's oil and control, and then there's definitely the minerals down there too. Do you have any objections to somebody sending Eddie some stuff from Kentucky? No, not at all. Not at all. If you guys want to send anything to Eddie or Heather, people have sent gifts before, and you're more than welcome to. That's very kind of you to want to do that, first of all. Thank you very much. If you want to do that, you can send that to P.O. Box 432, and that's Dansville, Dansville, New York, 14437. So, yeah, if you guys ever want to send anything to the kids, they love getting things in the mail. They really do. And then we've gotten stuff through the years. People have sent stuff. So, and the kids are very appreciative of that. The best information I was ever given by a professor. My job is to teach you this book from cover to cover. The answer to all the chapter's questions and learn the information in the margin. Aces the course. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, well, like I said, they have a thing that they're doing, and they're getting paid a lot of money. Those professors are, to do that. Let's see. Slave trade was the capital for capitalism. You know what? I can't. I'm not gonna. I don't agree with that, because to this day, in the Muslim countries, a lot of the Muslim countries, there's still a lot of slavery going on, and that's not capitalism over there at all. They're not capitalism at all. What do we think we should do about Venezuela? Jacqueline, like I said, I think we need to mind our own business. We need to stay right the heck out of it. It is not our problem. We need to stop the sanctions that we're doing already, because it's hurting the country over there, number one. Okay? So a lot of their problems are because of us in the first place. Now you have the CIA involved with sending weapons down there to arm the rebels that are fighting against the government. I just address one more time, please. Okay, it's P.O. Box 432, Dansville, Dansville, New York, 14437. But, we are strangling and holding that country with the different sanctions and stuff like that are going on right now. Yeah, are they a communist country or a socialist country? They sure are. Oh, Lauren, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate it. And yeah, and in the community, what, I wanted to do something for you guys, because like I said, I was getting a lot of people asking me, how do I meet other like-minded people? How do I form a group? And so I said, well, I'm going to do something on my website. And Mike and I, my IT guy, and I'm telling you what, without Mike, none of this would happen, guys. So please, when you thank me, remember, please thank Mike as well, because he's really put a lot of effort into this, okay? With getting this going, we decided to get this set up on my website. And again, it's totally free. It doesn't cost anything to you guys at all. But it's a great way to get involved with like-minded people. Okay, and that's what it's really all about. I mean, we have had, as of yesterday, I think it was like 650 people have signed up to the Prepper Nurse One community on my website. So that's a freaking ton. That is a ton, and it just keeps growing. of that, and it's more and more people are joining it. But again, it's a great way for like-minded people to get together, to bounce ideas off each other. If you guys want to form groups, you're more than welcome to communicate with each other. Sign up for whatever city or state you're in, or country, and even the sister states. Like I said, myself, I'm signed up for New York and Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is about an hour away from where I live, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. So it's not that far. So, but connecting with like-minded people, guys, that's really what it's about. And again, bouncing ideas off each other. Nobody knows everything. I never claim to know everything, ever, because I don't. I really, truly don't. I'm just trying to do the best I can. I'm trying to help people and try to wake people up, and that's what it's all about. What does IC mean? IC? I don't understand the question, Lynn. What good will that do when do her when SHTF happens? Well, Donna, as far as my daughter getting that scholarship, right now you have to continue to live your life. If I said to my daughter, the end of the world is coming, sit up on the mountain and just stay in the house all the time, what good does that do her? Okay? It does no good. So you have to continue to live your life until something changes. She will be completely and 100% prepared should that happen while she's in college. And she'll be able to know how to get home, have a means to get home, be able to protect herself on the way home. Okay, so you have to continue to live your life. I continue to live my life. Do I prep? Yes, I prep. What does Eddie like? What can I send him? Eddie loves a lot of stuff to do with space. He does do some art stuff as well. He likes art. He likes to draw. He really loves, like his computers. Anything like, with that, he's really into that. And so if you best thing you want to do something for Eddie, the best thing you could do for Eddie is if you want to send him like even a $5 or a $10 gift card that he can do online, and he can buy more stuff for he has all these stuff that he does with, he has his like own little community that he has on his website, or his own website thing that he does. And so, yeah, if you want to do that for him, that would be awesome, and he would love that. And believe me, anything that anybody sends to these guys, they will come on here, and they will thank you guys, because they do appreciate it. It's not like it's taken for granted. Okay, so they definitely do appreciate it. Let's see. How do you deal with the vitamin D deficiency after the collapse? Well, you're going to definitely need to have vitamin D on hand. Especially like wintertime up here in the north. I mean, we had the sun out the other day, guys, and it was absolutely awesome. It was freaking wonderful. And so, I just stood out there and was looking at it, because it doesn't happen often this time of year. We deal with so much overcast stuff. Somebody just said eat more meat. There's a lot of vitamin D in meat. Yes, there is. But again, you can take a supplement. You can take, and somebody's lots of anti-Semitic remarks tonight. A lot of it has to do with talking about the 9/11 stuff. A lot of people blame that all on the Jews. I don't know who to blame it on, but I just, there are wild plants that contain vitamin D. Well, that's good. Get out in the sun. Yeah, when it's out, I get out there as much as I can. The other day when it was sunny, I was out there, guys. I was enjoying it. Just feeling that sun on your face is awesome. Do I believe in the $100 bill prophecy? Oh, wow, Thomas. Well, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. That is a freaking great donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That is very kind of you. Let's see. Cabin fever. By March, you could get killed by your family. Yeah, you know what? If you're locked up all the time and don't have a way to occupy your time. Guys, I want to show you something. I'm going to show you something real quick. Hold on. Okay, so we went thrifting today. Heather and I went. She wanted to go thrifting. Okay. So we went down to the Salvation Army, and she was doing some shopping. I was looking through to see what they had and stuff like that. So here's a great thing, and this is what one of the things like to help occupy your mind. Okay, now I already have one of these sets already, but I picked up, so you guys can see this. It is a glass chess and glass checkers set. Okay, and if you see the price on here, $1.99. So it's got a glass board and glass pieces for chess, and then it has the checkers pieces, and that shows the checkers pieces on the other side. So I got that for $2. I mean, how are you going to go wrong? And I'm going to tell you what, anybody that's played chess, very strategic game, very, very fun, makes you think, and you know, that's a good way of doing it. I picked up two other things too. I got Phil Collins, 99 cents. So I picked up the CD. And then this one, guys, I picked up on a whim, just so you know. I did it just for fun, and I want to hear the music, so that's why I decided to get this one. Tender Pan Flute Favorites, 20 Unforgettable Songs, masterly performed by Kevin Budd. So I picked up that too. I said, you know what? I've heard the pan flute before, and it's kind of cool. So I said, why not? And again, for 99 cents, where are you going wrong with that? So a lot of things that are going to occupy us after an SHTF event, if you can have access to music, even if it's being with a guitar or something like that, you know, some kind of instrument, banjo, harmonica, those type of things, very good way to help, you know, kill time and stuff like that. Having games, I've talked about having games. We have a lot of games, so, you know, anyway, so that's you know, that's just picking that up for something else to do. I thought it was fun, and so that's why we decided to do it. So again, I wanted to mention here before we jump off of here in a couple of minutes, let's see. Replace your indoor bulbs with plant lights. $4 each at Walmart. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Very interesting idea. So again, I wanted to mention real quick, we're doing a sale on my website, and it's going to start tonight, midnight, which will be Thursday, basically East Coast time, and it's going to run for 10 days, just so you know, too. I don't think I mentioned that when I mentioned it the first time. The discount code is going to be almost there, and it's 10% off anything on the website, be it the Legacy food or merchandise, T-shirt, coffee mugs, or whatever. And it's a 10% discount. So we just wanted to put that out there for you guys. And so that is going to be starting tonight well, midnight, so it'll be Thursday morning, and that's going to run for 10 days, okay? So just wanted to put that out there for you guys. So it's going to run till March 3rd is when it's going to, so it's the 21st until March 3rd. So that's what's going on, guys. So anyway, I want to jump off here for now. Thank you so much, everybody that was in the chat tonight. Really enjoyed talking with everybody, and we definitely will. We'll have to. We're going to do one of these chats coming up. Is going to be strictly about 9/11. We're going to talk about 9/11. I want to get everybody's take on it, what people have to think or what they have to say about it, and you know, back up your information. Just you know, if you think the Jews were the ones that were involved with 9/11, have your backup information on that, guys. Okay, that's all I'm going to say, because I'm just not going to say, oh yeah, I blame everything on the Jews. I just won't do that. Okay, so anyway, guys, remember, we're all in this together. That's important to remember, you know, because if the more people that we can wake up, the better off we're going to be. So it's really, really important to do that. You know, stay focused, keep prepping, do what you got to do. Take care of your business. Okay. Remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. So it's real, real important to, you know, make sure you tell the people that you care about every day. Remember, guys, STD, that's the most important thing. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. And the only one that's going to stop you from getting there is yourself. Nobody else can stop you, okay? I hope everybody has a great night. I've enjoyed talking with you guys. I'm really enjoying these live chats. A lot of great information, a lot of good sharing, which I do like that as well. Definitely, you know, hang in there, guys. I will see you all tomorrow, and we'll see you later. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse One, out for now.